Hello and welcome back to the Finish Line and Talking Points, our weekend review show where we're going to go back through everything that happened over the weekend. I just can't get over. Tom, you look fantastic. Nice haircut, new tops, everything.
Yeah, I got my haircut, I had a shave, and I went clothes shopping. I'm like a new man.
You look amazing, Tom.
Thanks, guys.
You actually look 40 now. Look your age.
Yeah.
There was a guy that slating you last week on the comments because I was going through them for Wednesday to have a few questions from the crowd, and he was slating you. He said, "Just get rid of Tom because all he does is wear navy t-shirts and keep cement on."
It was kind of what pushed me to go. I said,
I kind of thought so.
I'm not going to lie about it. Like, I don't really leave the house anymore. I'm a bit of like a hermit. So I said, right, I need to get a new set of clothes, but I have got a navy t-shirt on.
I have to say, Tom, you look a million times better than you did last week.
Thank you. Thanks, Dave.
I don't know whether that's a compliment.
It is. It is. To be honest, I look a million times better too because I was in bed last week when this was on and I was very sick.
Still looks sick.
Thanks.
We took it in turns, didn't we? Because I missed this week then because I was sick. And yeah, just I missed the anti-post tip show, the review of all the tips, which is a shame because that turned into Dave and Andrew sit there for 20 minutes and give out about all of Tom's tips, which everyone knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
But I would have enjoyed some time to defend myself. But anyway.
Yeah, well, it's gone now.
Well, moving on. Right, as always, we want to go back through everything that happened over the weekend. I suppose we'll start with what everyone's talking about. You're going to enjoy this. Nicky Henderson taking Altior out at the last minute once again. Due to the ground being heavy when it's soft. Go.
It's utter and complete bollocks. And I don't care if that upsets anybody. The interview he had with Lydia Hislop was very good. She questioned him on it a good bit. And we were texting back and forth in the groups, and some people have one opinion, other people have another opinion. Nicky Henderson himself said it was kind of 50-50. I wouldn't say it was 50-50. I'd say people are afraid to talk or say their real feelings to Nicky Henderson. Now, he's done it before, numerous times with horses. Epatante became Epicoff last year.
Yeah.
Binocular was dead and then won the champion hurdle a week later. I just think it's outrageous the way he goes on. No doubt about it, he's an unbelievable horse trainer, and as far as he's concerned, he's looking after the welfare of the horse. He won the Tingle Creek 2 years ago on ground officially worse.
It was described the same on the bonus.
The All Mankind ran his race in under 4 minutes. The ground wasn't bad. Right? Paul Nichols had an interview and he said they're having a few problems with Altior.
Yes, Dave. Yes, Dave, because that's exactly what I heard, and that's exactly my point. Fuck this ground conversation. Nichols came out and said it. That's it.
Nichols was big enough Politilog, and he's dead right. The horse ran really well. He's getting better as he's getting older. Said, I wanted to face Altior, blah, blah, blah. But we had our fella as good as we could ever get him. They're clearly having issues with Altior. And it was like a 10-second increment in an interview. And I wanted he just said it and thought, I should have said that. He was legitimate in what he was saying. It's clear as day they're having issues with Altior. Why not just come out and say that? Why make all these excuses? Why rip people of anti-post betting? And look, that's the joys of anti-post betting. But from Monday to Thursday, on Friday, even Friday, it was, he said at one stage, he's so scary, he's like a 5 furlong sprinter around Ascot. Right? How did that on Monday become, I'm really scared of him on the ground on Friday night? It's utter bollocks. Like.
What stood out to me as well was Nico's interview on Friday.
Andrew,
yes.
2 seconds. Move your mic closer.
Better?
Yeah.
What Nico was saying on Friday after racing was, he was questioned, is Altior going to be okay on this ground? And he said, we never shied away from a challenge. He's won on it before. There's no reason why he's not going to run his best race tomorrow. We're happy with everything. He's going there. He should be hard to beat. Now, how all of a sudden, in the space of 2 hours, he's not going to run because the ground is soft. Now, the hurdles course was soft, heavy in places. And even in the interview that Nicky had with Lydia Hislop, he said, there was good patches down the back, but that's only down the back. Like, the ground isn't bad. Like, as Dave said, All Mankind ran over under 4 minutes in a novice chase, which you'd think that that ground is fine.
And he also said, we had 2 horses run on the ground here, and they both were tailed off, or they didn't win, whatever he said. Every horse he ran over the weekend didn't run well. Maybe there's an issue in the stable, and that's why he didn't run Altior. And he knew there's an issue in the stable before, with the way the horses were run, with the bloods coming back or whatever. But just be honest about it. He's so shady, and he's done it numerous times before with horses, binocular, epitante, so on and so forth. And people get pissed off because it's a consistent thing with him, and it looks like he's doing it to like be in the pocket of bookies or whatever else.
Like, he's saying well for the horses. Like, yeah, well for the horses. Then you have the mad little, let's run my boy over the national fences. That's to me, he shouldn't be anywhere near them, and he ends up getting pulled up. But that's a different story. The welfare of the animal is 3 months away from the champion chase. I didn't want him to have a hard race. What the fuck you entered him in a grade 1 for then? You're not going to have an easy race in any grade 1. Why enter him in grade 1 then? We might send him to the beaten part chase. Yeah, Nicky, that's over 2 mile 4, love.
Yeah.
2 mile 4 around. Where's
which Lydia said to him, and the smart comment. It's actually 2 mile 3.5 furlongs, and it'd be far easier around Taunton than run around here in heavy ground. Where he categorically said last year, I was wrong to run him over 2 miles. He doesn't stay. He's a 2 miler.
And then his other excuse was, sure, we didn't run here because we want to run in Kempton now. Sure, if we run him here, people won't be able to see in Kempton then. Like, he's digging himself a hole, and just say the horse is injured or something happened to him. Yeah. I don't know. What's your take on it, Tom?
I think there's a lot of separate issues in here, and I think we're rolling it all into one big snowball. I think one issue is Nicky going to come out and be really positive about his horses? Yeah, he is. Some trainers do that, and some trainers are the complete opposite. Henry de Bromhead, you'll never hear him big up his horses. He's always looking on the worst side of things. And then you'll hear trainers come out and big up their horses. There was a trainer on Racing TV, it's probably a couple of years ago now, an Irish guy, small trainer, and he came on and he actually had the owner with him. And he said, I think like this is a group horse, and like she's fantastic, best horse like ever had. Like she's going on to bigger things. The thing got tailed off. It's now rated 47. I think it won one race. Like trainers, you have to know your trainer. You'll get. I dealt with a few of them in the past, and there's trainers there who will say everything's going to win. Everything's an aeroplane. Everything's going to win. And then you'll get trainers who your horse wins, and you say, should we defend it in a claimer? And they go, and then it goes and finishes second in Poe in a good race on Saturday. So you just got to know your trainer. Nicky does it. We know he does it. He bigs up his horses, and it bites him in the ass sometimes. I, as Dave said there, listened to Nicholas's interview, and I would say there's a bit more to this than the ground. So I have no evidence of that. It's just my opinion on listening to Paul Nicholls' interview that there's more to it than the ground. We'll see what happens. Now, that is, again, has he got stone bruise? Is there something simple wrong with him? And you don't know. So that's another issue. And then the issue of, I've heard the main argument coming out of it after he got pulled out was Henderson's in the bookies' pockets, all this kind of talk. And I think that's a separate conversation. We could literally do a show and debate, and you would get so many different people's opinions on whether it's ethically right for trainers to be sponsored and paid money by bookmakers and write exclusive columns for them when they give exclusives on their horse's ability and chances. There's a whole ethical issue there. And I think that's just a complete separate issue altogether. Do I think Henderson is out to do the punters? No. Nicky Henderson doesn't wake up in the morning and think about punters at all. Is the blatant truth of it, to be honest. He will wake up in the morning and think about his horses and his owners, and that's all he cares about, and that's all he's employed to do. Then when you go and write a column for a bookmaker, bit of a grey area. I don't think he's out to do anyone. I do think there's something more to do with it. But it is what it is, lads. Look at, as I said, like the prime example is Goshen. We've had Gary Moore and Josh and Jamie Moore saying, "Oh, he scored great," and then no comment to anyone, and he's not declared. So trainers do it, you know. Nicky's not the only one. Nicky gets bit in the ass by the press a little bit and by punters a lot because he comes out and bigs up his horses. That's why he gets bit in the ass. If he didn't say anything, it wouldn't look as bad at all.
Yeah, I think the majority of the criticism towards it is a backlog of his history of what he's done and been through, and as Dave said, the binocular incident, the Altior incident last year, like Epiton Coffin the week before Cheltenham, drifting out and coming back in. There's so many big stories that are related to Nicky Henderson. Like if he, like as you said, if he didn't open his mouth and say, "Oh, Epiton was Coffin," like he's stuck between a rock and a hard place with most. You can understand with Epiton if he didn't say it and she ran stink. And then he came out and said, "Oh, Epiton was Coffin last week," he'd get slated. He says it, and she goes off and wins. Oh, what's he saying that for? It made no difference whatsoever. I can understand where he's coming from. But in the instance of the weekend, it was as late as Friday evening, and Nico was saying, "Everything is go. We're all looking forward to tomorrow. I can't wait to ride him, blah, blah, blah." And literally an hour or two later, he's gone. Like, what's that happening? Just come out and say, we were only saying if, but, why, what's that happening? We don't know what's happening. People in 7 Barrows are the only people that know what's really going on. And they're not obliged to tell anyone, bar the owners.
It's one of those, though, that it's no win for him. So, say Altior has got a stone bruise, a little minor issue that he's lame, right? And he comes out and says, "Oh, Altior's got a stone bruise, he's lame." And they say, "Oh, really? That's happened again, has it?" And everyone will say, "Oh, he just didn't want to run him on soft ground, or he didn't want to take on Politilog." And then on the other hand, if he declares him a non-runner because of the ground, everyone says, "Oh, there's more to it," or Henderson's just out to get the bookies. So it's a complete no-win situation for him. My favorite thing, and Henry does it. Henry doesn't get caught like this. Like Henry keeps his mouth shut, really, and he gives an interview when he's asked and tells us as much and is honest. But he doesn't write a blog. He doesn't go, saying everyone, "Oh, this horse is fantastic. Should have seen him on the gallops the other day. Bolted up the gallops." It's just a no-win for you.
It's the same way Aidan O'Brien on the flat. He's very, we see how we get there. We see on the day if he gets there okay. If everything is okay, he should run well. They're never going to tell you. I think someone needs to start handling his PA very, very quickly.
But that's the point. Like, there's no way Henderson writes that blog. Like, there's no way it's even ghostwritten for him. It's his his PA or somebody gives that interview to Unibet.
Yeah. So something needs to be. it comes across bad, but when you step back and you look at it, like this is playing devil's advocate. The horse is 10. There's one target for him, one target only this season. Something very small could have been up with him. There was a lot of rain that fell on Friday. The ground looked atrocious on Friday, but then they had a really dry night into the morning, and the ground came up soft. The ground could have been tacky. He didn't want to do it. He had in the back of his head, Christ, I don't want another Ascot on my hands, where people would say, oh, what you running that ground for last year? This year again, when you know what happened last year. So there's a lot of things to take into account of what he's doing, because he has probably one of the best 2 mile chasers ever, and he wants to get him to one place and one place only. Yes, it's 3 months away, but 3 months is a long time in racing. So I can see where it's come from, but in another way, I can see where people are coming from in the why did you declare and why has he just put down the ground as an issue, where he's ran on that type of ground 8 times, 1-7. The only time he's been beat on it was by Surname last year. So I can see both sides of the argument, but he needs to be there needs to be more definition of what actually is the problem. Is there a problem with the horse, or like he'll come out and say, look, it's genuine, just was the ground. There's nothing wrong with the horse. He's running X, Y, and Z days. Fair enough. Move on.
I do think there's an issue that part of now the main hole in this argument is that the ground descriptions are not always accurate. But if you declare, and Andrew, we like that other horse that we've looked at got declared a non-runner because the ground was heavy, and then it came out and they punted the ears off it on heavy ground. So I think there's something there that it like don't always like. Let's call a spade a spade. The reasons horses are taken out officially aren't always the reasons.
Yeah.
And I think there's something there that if you declare your horse a non-runner on heavy ground, then maybe you shouldn't be able to run on heavy ground for 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the hole in that is massive, as in heavy ground at Ludlow and heavy ground at Limerick are 2 different things altogether. So
yeah.
That's the issue. I know there's an issue. It's not a perfect argument, but there's something maybe there that,
there could be, like, as you said, what would they do? Could they say, right, you've declared on this ground before, you've ran well on this ground before. Why are you coming up saying you can't run on this ground because it's the same as you ran the last time? Right, that's an automatic. You get a grace for 1 or 2, and then you can't run them on that ground next time.
Yeah, it's too easy to pull horses. That's what's creeping in. They're just pulling horses all over the place.
They changed it last year or the year before in the UK that you can only give so many self certificates, and then a trainer, if they get flagged for self certificates, they're not allowed to use that excuse anymore. So. Yeah, it is there. There's horses getting pulled out for not the official reason, definitely.
Right, we move on from this.
Yes.
Right. We go back and we start on Friday, and Exeter were the big breakaway. Some people were very disappointed with the run. Some people were saying it's a good run for a trip short of his best. Dave and Tom, you liked him after his Cheltenham win. What he still...
I liked him after Cheltenham. I wouldn't dare put money on him now. Tizard stables all over the place. He was in form for about 3 days and had a double and a treble, and it was like, oh, it's turning. It's gone terrible again. Probably touched on Eldorado Allen, but he might not be a 2 miler, but he didn't go a yard in the race, that All Mankind one. I don't really care the trip. He was just awful. That's the only way I can describe it. Every single fence he had to be ridden into. He was lazy. He didn't want to. He done the same thing he did at Cheltenham. He tried to stop at one stage, like, right, he's a bit of a quirk, but never came back on the bridle. Always looked like he was going to lose. I thought it was terrible.
What do you think, Tom?
Absolute shit show. Absolute shit show. I'm not quite sure why they ran him and why they came down in trip. like he was a horse at Cheltenham that ran like he'd run 20 times over fences. He was absolutely foot perfect. He was fine. So if he was mine, from there, what I'd be saying is right up into graded company over 2 miles 6 to 3 miles at least. And I just don't see the benefit of dropping him back to 2 mile 3. Like it's not like all the novices who he's going to take on have had 5 runs over fences and he's only had 1. They're going to have had 2, maybe 3 runs max. He jumped perfect. He's a big gowling gobshite, basically. I don't even know what to describe him as. Like, and he gave Robbie Power such a hard time. Just going into fences, acting a maggot. Like he needs a better run. I'd love to see him. I'd love to see him with a lead. I'd love to see him with a stronger pace and a better grader race. I'm not giving up on him at all because it was just an absolute horror show from start to finish. But yeah, I obviously wouldn't be rushing to back him now, but I'd be interested to see him. I presume they're going to go for the Corto Star because that's 3 miles, isn't it? Grade 1 novice chase at Kempton. And I think that'll be much, much more interesting. But I just don't get the logic of running him.
I think it was shite. Out and out shite performances. Everything from the way he jumped to the way he screwed in the air to the way he landed to the way he had to get ridden away from the fences, the way he absolutely took the piss the whole way around. Like as Tom said, what the hell? What's the point in running them over 2 mile 3? Like they said, oh, we want them to jump at pace. You're going to run in a RSA. Your target is an RSA, and you want them to jump at pace where they're going to be going that bit slower in an RSA. Please explain the logic of that first off. Second off, you absolutely hacked around Cheltenham. Oh, was it 2.7, 2.6?
2.7, I think.
2.7.
At Cheltenham was 3 miles. 3 miles, half a furlong, wasn't it?
Like
3 miles, half a furlong at Cheltenham, yeah.
Like they could be in bad form. They could be like questioning their decisions at this stage. Whoever came up with that decision to run around Exeter over 2 mile 3 needs to be just put on leave for a week.
Sacked.
It's a ridiculous decision. If you have a stay and chase or you do not run them over that trip, I don't care who you are against who you're going with. There's no point in it whatsoever. It's just negating anything you're trying to do.
It's like a fella coming into me in downstairs here, wanting to train for a marathon, and I'm putting him on a rower and telling him to row and not do any running. It's nuts, like
if anything, it made him look even slower. I think they can curb any thoughts of winning an RSA.
He ran like a horse that needed every type of headgear imaginable the other day, but he's a lovely looking horse. That's about the only thing he's going for.
Don't just knock him on that run, though. Don't knock him on that.
I would be interested in him now in a 4 miler where he will kind of get away with them jumps. Yeah, and he is that bit of class in it. And all right, horses win it. I don't think he has a hope in hell of winning an RSA. Yes, he won around and he looked good doing it. But there was the point. He done the same thing that he done at Cheltenham, that he done at Exeter. He looked like halfway through the thing, he wanted to go for a little trip through the forest.
Yeah, he tried to run out. He's a bit of abracadabras about him.
It's a bit of a nutcase, but he's not going to get away with that with better caliber of horses.
He must be related to abracadabras, a 3 mile chaser or somewhere along the way.
I actually think the opposite. I think he'll be fine. They'll go a better gallop in a grade 1 race for him over 3 miles, and I think he'll jump perfect. He'll cut out all the messing, and he's actually a really good jumper when he has to think about it. So I've no problems with him at all.
He done some messing the other day. Nice. I booed up the hole you want to give him.
Right, we move on to Navan and the big getaway this time.
Oh, it's terrible as well.
That was terrible as well.
That was terrible as well.
He was sent off short odds. He finished 20 lengths behind the leader, back in 3rd place. It's not what you want to be seeing for a fella who physically looked like he was going to be an absolute monster over fences. But
right, I tell you, I was questioning Monkfish's price last week here on Wednesday, and as far as I'm concerned, after the weekend, that's 2 of them gone anyway. So you know what I mean. So maybe it is a good price. I still think Easy Work is the one to back, but
looking
There
at
you
it, easy work, still 25s now. If he goes there, 25 each way, that's not bad. What do you make of him, Tom?
Look, I really liked him. Based on like his size, his scope, his runs last year over hurdles when he was a big raw baby. Patrick was very sweet on him, I thought, on our show before the season started, and I got stuck in for the RSA and for the 4 miler, more so for the 4 miler, thinking that this might be Patrick's horse if they've got Monkfish for the RSA, and bitterly disappointing. They've gone a good gallop up front, but like the winner hasn't stopped. He stopped very fast. There's 2 things that I'd say. I'm not going to give up on him yet. It'd be wrong to give up on him just because of his first run. He's clearly better than he showed. Like his hurdles form says that. 1, it was his first run of the season. Willie does not have them drilled for their first run. He's a big horse. He's going to take a lot of getting fit. And number 2 is from what I think is Willie doesn't school them that much. He schools them an adequate amount, obviously, but he's not obsessed with it. So yeah, I think there's more to come in the jumping department, more to come in the fitness department. But don't get me wrong, there's got to be an awful lot more to come. I'm not telling anyone to go out and back him. He would have been my anti-post bet on Wednesday. So some people dodged a bullet there. I had my money on him, but yeah, look, just got to see what happens next time. But horrible start, really.
Like, I wouldn't give up on him at all. You go back to even his bumper days. He got beat his first time out, then he went off long odds on. We were up there at Punchestown, and he got beat by 6-shooter. The way he stopped, I put it like this: there was either a little problem or he was as big as a bull and needed to run so badly. As Tom said, Willie Munn's horses are never going to be prime first time out. Even the grade 1, like Mint today, he probably wasn't fully wound up as well. He would have been near enough there. He would have had a bit to work with. But the likes of his novices, his young novices, chasers, they're not going to be fully wound up. There's not a Houghton Head where their main targets are going to be Christmas, Leopardstown, and Cheltenham. He'll have another run. I'd say he'll probably try to get him out again in the next 2 weeks, or have a big beginner's chase at Leopardstown over Christmas. Then, if it all goes well, Dublin Racing Festival, Cheltenham. But I see the 4 miler being his pat, especially with, as they said, they have Monkfish.
4 miler could be the one for him.
Yeah, like he was a big raw baby last year. He ran well in the Ballymore. Was it Ballymore? He finished 2nd or 3rd.
Yeah,
behind FIL.
Weird, was it?
Yeah, he's 3rd.
Yeah, I'd be fairly interested in him in the 4 miler if he went there. He looks the type for us. I know we're only saying this after 1 run, but I forget about that altogether. Don't give up on him whatsoever. He's a very good horse. I think he's a bit of a cork on.
Yeah. All them bigs, big breakaway, big gateway, they're all lunatics.
Right. We start with Sandown. We talked about Altior and all that before that. But we'll actually get onto the race where Politilog made absolutely mincemeat of him, to be honest. Great front riding performance by Harry Skelton again after we thought winning the Henry VIII novice chase on All Mankind the race before us. Surely he needs to get more credit than he deserves now. He seems to be getting better with age. Front running tactics, they changed how we work at home. I thought it was a very good and very professional performance. Tom, what do you think?
Yeah. Now, I think it sounds like Paul Nicholls keeps saying how they changed the way they train him at home and they're running him fresh. So you might see him once now before Cheltenham. Do I think he's getting better with age? No. I think he's obviously a better horse fresh. But what he's doing is he's picking up the pieces when either the top horses flop or they don't run. So he's won a Queen Mother the last time, beating Dynamite Dollars, and he's won the Tingle Creek beating Grenadine, who in reality Grenadine's a handicapper, I imagine. Well, he's probably a little bit better than the handicapper, but he's not a 165, 170 rated chaser, is he? Rouge Vif again was impressive on his first start this season, but that was in a handicap. So, I think Politilog is he's a very high level horse. He's a grade 1 horse, but he runs to his level nearly every time he runs. And they've got not that bit of improvement out of him, but they're going to make the longevity last a little bit more now by keeping him fresh, I think. So he just picks it up when something doesn't show up or if they flop, and fair play to him. He's a lovable horse. Gallops, and he's so game. He's really, really likable. I can see one of the top 3 turning up for a champion chase and beating him, though. Could I see him in the places? Yeah, probably.
Dave?
I do think he's getting a little bit better as he getting older, because they really weren't sure what trip to run him at when he was younger. I know he won a grade 1 at Aintree over 2-4, and I'm sure they ran him in the King George one year as well. Seems to have got the best out of him now. He is what he is. He's about, realistically, 7 pounds probably behind Altior and Shakan, and those top chasers. Like Tom said, he's picking up the pieces, and fair play to him. He's beating horses that are probably not up to grade 1 standard, but you can only beat what's put in front of you. He's a really nice way of going, so I think the fans of racing would love him. He goes from the front, he jumps lovely, and a big grey white horse. What more could you want?
Yeah. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves. I think he's a very, very, very top class horse. I think it's just the fact that he doesn't look a very speedy 2-mile chaser. Even if he front runs, he gallops him into the submission. Like turning in for the home straight when they missed the railway fence. Graham's team was on the bridle coming up next to him. Harry Skelton gave him a little squeeze and off he went. Like, he has to change of gear. He has to change of pace. Like, there's no fluke to him being a champion chaser. Like, everyone say he beat none. But then, like people say Definitely the Sai is a very, very good horse. He whooped him. And he beat, like, Dynamite Dollars, he's a decent horse, and he whooped him as well.
He's 4 grade 1s now, so he's made a good career for himself.
I think it's the fact that he looks slow.
He's a lovely looking horse, though. He's everything you want in a grey horse.
If I wanted a grey
he's
horse,
white now and everything.
I think look. We're going through a champion chase now. Is he a contender for winning again? Of course he is.
Tom, if we're getting a grey horse, I want one like him. I don't matter if he's good or not. He has to look nice.
He has to be a front runner as well. But
noted, Dave. Noted.
Like, it's when you look through the champion chase and you go through the horses that are going to be in it. Will Altior turn up? God only knows. Now, will Shakan? They're looking like they're going to try and run him more this season, so probably.
You've come full circle with Politilog, because you were the one named him Politilog.
Politilog, I did. I put him up last year. I think it was one of our videos that he's a great bet each way for a champion chase. 25 to 1 if I'm up. Did I back him? Of course I did.
Getting sentimental in your old age.
I am. I like him. I like the fact that he just keeps doing it. He doesn't get the credit he deserves, and he just keeps beating horses.
Can't ask for more than that.
No, he's a perfect horse. Is he champion chase?
Nah. If Shakan turns up or Altior, they'll beat him, but who knows if they will.
Right.
Don't forget, put the kettle on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think that'll be my bet now at this stage.
Yeah. I'm on that side as well.
Yeah.
Especially with the weight allowance. Right, All Mankind.
Oh, he's very impressive. Very fast.
He's very fast, very little.
I don't know what happened to him at Cheltenham the first run of the season, because
he must have been so
unfit.
unfit.
I said I wanted him to win just for the Goshen standpoint. But I think Tom made a good point that maybe he won his first race at Cheltenham, but then he's lost. He didn't run great in the Triumph, and then he lost that race as well. Maybe just don't act around Cheltenham. He's better around faster flat tracks. But geez, he's very impressive. Yeah, his jumping was unbelievable.
He jumped from fence to fence like it's They came out and said he wasn't schooling great at all at home over fences. But then they ran him as, where did they run the first time?
I think it was
Warwick, somewhere like that. And they were shocked how good he jumped around. Then he done the same again. They were brave jumps, but they were very accurate jumps. He's certainly a dark horse for the Arkle. There's no doubt about that.
I truly hope he don't ever lose his lunacy, because there's so many horses after being reined back. Like Felix Deji looks like he can be controlled. Just don't control that horse. Just leave him go from the front all the time.
Another side we can look at this now. That Triumph hurdle last year is not looking too shabby now.
And that's Politilog's after doing good for the form, and he's after doing good for the form. But we might see Gosh on Saturday. Maybe.
What do you think of him, Tom?
Conscious.
Yeah, I thought he was very good, to be fair. He jumps very well, doesn't he? I actually backed Hitman against him. I thought he was one of those, could be anything. But no, he was very good. And I think the form of this race stacks up for me, which is what I like. Hitman was very good the first day. Galore was impressive in his last start as well. And so was Eldorado Allen. So, he's going to beat 3 very nice horses there. So, yeah, he's done it well, to be fair to him.
What do you make of Eldorado?
I'm not backing any Dizzard horses anymore.
No, you couldn't.
But sure, you asked me was I backing him, and I said no. No chance. Not after what I saw Friday with the big breakaway. There's something going on there. There has to be. He's obviously a load of horses, and they're going to win race here and there, but the stable's not in form.
It seems like it's something that's after carrying on from the Cheltenham Festival.
Yeah.
All his horses ran absolutely like a pig, bar Lost in Translation.
I don't know, Lost in Translation was so bad and the ground went against him, but he was so bad in the Betfair Chase as well. He was miles behind.
Pay it off.
There's something going on there. Has to be.
Oh, I couldn't.
Can we just mention the prize money for that race? An absolute joke. It's a grade 1 novice chase. 25, nearly 26 grand to the winner. Basically 10 grand the second, and 5 grand. What's that?
You nearly won that on Friday.
I was just going to say, right? Zoffany Bay was second in an 8-runner conditions race for us on Saturday, and he won €6,720 for coming second. So he got more than the third horse did here in a grade 1. That's just, it's a joke, really, isn't it?
Get the champagne out, Tom.
Well, you see, it was a good run from him. He was delighted with that. So the winner's very good.
I watched it. He was very good.
County hurdle.
We're going for the champion hurdle of Poe apparently next, or not next, but that's the target. So
nice.
You have to have a bet in that.
Right. Last thing on this, Old Mankind surely Arkle contender now.
I wouldn't bring him Cheltenham. I'd save him for Aintree. Job done. Flat track, fast. He'll win it.
Yeah, I agree. Tom?
I agree, Dave. Yeah.
That's 3 for that. Right, moving on to Aintree. We will start with the Beecher's Chase, where Beyond Leon Rouge absolutely bolted up. Little legend of a horse.
Yeah. Look, I said this to you on Wednesday. I'm backing horses. I don't know. What age am I? 15 years probably. I have never, ever backed the winner of the Beecher Chase or the Grand Sefton. It is impossible. I just can't understand the race at all. I had some crack watching though, because there was like a sniper in the crowd, because there was horses falling everywhere.
My fella fell on the flat.
Your fella fell on the flat. I backed Kustar Civile. He went over 5 jumps. Big bull of a horse. It's like, geez, he's jumping these well. Takes off 8 strides too far and lands in the fence. But yeah, it's amazing, really. Every year. Because the horse that won the Grand Sefton was third in it last year. You seem to just have to know how to jump the fences or have some sort of love as a horse for Aintree, and you'll run well there.
Same horses year in, year out.
It's madness.
Win at our place. He ran around them fences 8 times or something like that.
He's after winning 3 times around there. Like, back through the years. I know Walk in the Middle didn't run well, but he's after winning it twice. It just goes back every year.
That's that horse that used to win it.
Yeah, with the black
and red yellow star.
Hello Bud for
legend.
Twisted Davises ran around there loads of times. It's strange. Yeah, some horses just love it.
What do you think, Tom?
And it was an odd race. Now I literally thought 5 horses were going to bolt up at one stage. I thought Jet was going to win at one stage. Then I thought Ramsey's the Tie was going to win. I thought LeBroy was going to win. Then I thought Kim Like Candy was going to win. And then Verlion Rouge finally went and bolted up himself. It was just mental, like. But they're good races to watch and have a small token bet in if you want. But yeah, they're good fun. But that's it, really.
I just want to say, I told you about LeBroy. He will always leave it down. He's not going to win again.
No. He looked like he was going to win till he decided to walk through one.
He managed to win a 4-miler and he got outstayed in a 3-mile race. So it don't make any sense. The horse is a lunatic. And not in a good way, lunatic.
Right, enough of that. Right, on to the Minis Clouds bumper.
Can we just say something first?
No.
The guy posting all the bet stuff in the comments, like, go get a girlfriend or a boyfriend or something. You need a new hobby, man.
I can't see it. I can't see this now because I have this on full screen.
Is it Wayne Harrison?
You literally need a hobby. Go and get one.
Is it Wayne Harrison?
It's anti-post. Apparently it's him, yeah.
Twat.
Sad individual.
I just don't understand why he won't accept the boxing match. Genuinely.
I would.
He keeps melting. He keeps melting off as well. I wrote back to him last week, said he's worse than COVID.
Oh, mate, just get a hobby. Like, seriously.
No one gives a shit what you're saying, like, so just piss off.
Imagine being so annoying that you have to keep making new accounts on YouTube.
Oh, look at me. I want a friend.
Like, YouTube friends.
Common friends. Twat. Right, moving on to the Minis Cloud Chase, where Lakeview Lad had won it and slow teeny. There's a lot of slow horses, they call it. Slow teeny and native, I'm about 50 River. Right, there wasn't a fence jump for near on a minute and a half in that race. Surely you can't take anything out of this race.
It's just
Tom, save us.
Santini ain't winning the Gold Cup, is he?
No, not in a million years.
You're not getting beat by Lakeview Lad and winning the Gold Cup. I don't care whatever Robbie says. This horse hit his flat spot again, and like that's what he did in the Gold Cup, and you just cannot do that in a Gold Cup. And he's going to do it every single time.
He hit his flat spot when the tapes went up.
Yeah.
He's so ungenuine. Like I said this, Robbie thinks he's not. He's so ungenuine. And you know what? I would never, ever back the horse as is. If they put a set of blinkers on him and let him lead, I would back him.
But you know what?
If you force him to race properly, he might have a chance of winning. But he's so ungenuine. He don't want to go past horses. He hangs his head to the side. He's wearing them cheek pieces. He needs blinds and a hood and everything else. I don't know what to make of.
If ever a race panned out for him to win, that was it. Because they took fences out of him. And he's so slow at jumping as well. He got ridden into him. He got ridden away from him. It's
that flies in the head.
Piss off. I lost my train of thought now. Like, there's a reason why he's finishing second, running on a lot. It's because he's run past the beaten horses. Then he gets near the fellas, keep going, and he goes, nah, don't fancy that. Mm-hmm. And stop. He doesn't stop, but he'd keep plodding on next to him. But
nice.
I think it was about 2 furlongs he had next to Lakeview Lad. And Jeremiah McGrath looked like he had him covered. He went for him then properly. Yeah. And you could see him just going back.
I'm sure he went ahead at one stage and then just came up again.
I'm sorry, no, he's not winning the Gold Cup. If he wins the Gold Cup, the whole field need to fall.
Look, I know Robbie loves him. I think Alex loves him too. And it was a stupid race, so withhold the faith, but he wouldn't be for me in the Gold Cup.
I say it again. I am convinced this lad is tailor-made for a Grand National.
I don't see how Aintree don't suit him either because he won a Grade 1 hurdler.
See this bullshit? This another bullshit from Nicky Henderson. He's won. Aintree's not his track. Sorry, lad. He won a Grade 1 over hurdles around there. Please explain that one to me then. Right, Aintree's not his track. Kempton's not his track. Warwick's not his track. Oh, where do we go with him then? Send him to Ireland with 3 Grade 1s and 3 different tracks. Oh, but we're sending Champ there. There's another 2 there.
He knows Champ is the better horse.
That's bullshit.
Come on, Champ.
That's just that was a Grade 2 race now, and
look,
Grade 2 form for me.
He's still won around there.
Yeah, it was poor.
Percy will hammer Santini in a Gold Cup any day of the week.
Who?
Percy.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Going on the way Percy ran the last day, if they went against each other, I would pick Percy.
Oh, all day long.
Thank you, Andrew. I've got a match bet with Alex and Robbie in the chat. Percy against Santini. I think Kubo could be in on it as well, actually.
I am honest though. If they put blinkers on him, I back him. I go in with Santini, but not until he's wearing them, like. So he can't see anything. Just out front. Just
have these little blinds on him and open him the second he gets near fence. He gets such a fright that he jumps forward.
He looks around at everything. He's quirky out.
He's a pig. He's an ungenuine pig. That he's just, as you say, he's a slow boat to China.
Yeah, he's a boat. He is a boat, like.
Oh.
Stay in a line.
One second. Nope, I'll turn the page. Right, we'll move on to today and we'll go down to Cork for the Healy chase where Shakan Kuswa done what he had to do against that last winner by 19 lengths. I only seen the last 3 fences. What you make of it? It's probably more than you saw a punch now.
To be honest, I was half watching Shakan, but I was watching Jingle and Cashback. They're just an absolute. Yeah. It's car crash TV.
Dylan Cashback.
And he managed to stay upright for all the fences. Last fence takes himself and Jingle out of the race. Right. Bang, straight into the fence. So I don't know. If he ends up in the champion chase, I'd say stay away from him or you might fall.
He's like, I could see Aidan O'Brien buying him now, using him as a lead horse.
Shakan was good though. Like, he did what he had to. I don't know if you have it down. I watched Cork today. The best performance at Cork was the filly that Mick Winters owns. Trains.
Or bloody
Sauce Gold.
Sauce Gold.
She was mighty impressive.
She was a big filly. She's very, very
mighty
good.
Impressive. And a good interview after as well. Can't understand a word that man is saying. He's right down there from anybody in England watching.
The depths of Cork.
He's literally from the depths of Cork, bordering on Kerry, and that's literally how they all talk down there. You cannot understand a word.
She's good. Yeah. Thanks, Gary.
But a funny story about something to do. A guy who lives like right near Mick Winters and trains a few horses, sells a few horses at the sales. I've got to know him, and really nice guy, Tom. And I've bought a couple of really nice horses off of him. But how I got to know him was we were at the sales, and Nat turned around to me. He said, "I need you to go down and ask about this horse." Because the guy down at the box, I can literally not understand a word he's saying. And he's literally Mick Winters 2.0. It's just like, you really struggle to understand them.
You're just waiting for the subtitles to come up in front of him. You're like, okay. But yeah.
She's a lovely filly though, Dave. She's really nice.
Yeah, she's really nice.
She won by 8 lengths.
But he said he's not going to Cheltenham with her. He actually mentioned Galway.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Let's not go to Cheltenham. Let's go to Galway with a big filly.
If you could pick out the words in the interview, he actually said he doesn't like travelling, so I'm not going to Cheltenham.
I'm sure Trevor Hemmings will have something to say.
I don't think he'll have much choice if he's told to go there.
Just back to Shakan and the Hillyway chase though.
Tom, your man, I can't remember who was interviewing him. He had like a snoot thing on instead of a mask, right? And your man said, "I see you have a different mask this week. You didn't have it on the last time we were interviewing." And he said, "Blah blah blah blah." You couldn't understand the word he was saying, but in the end, you could see someone told me it looked like a panty on my face, so I had to change it. They went back to racing TV, and your man went, The only word I got there was panty.
Yeah, but I mean, Shakan's good, isn't he, lads? Like when he runs, he's good. There's no doubt in that at all. I'd love to see him in a champion chase to see what he could do. Cashback should come with a health warning, and
to the jockey.
I think they're gonna have. Mind you, it is only the last he's fallen at now, but I don't know. Do you go back over hurdles with him? What do you do?
Keep over fences. He's fun.
He's not as good over hurdles, I don't think.
No, he's not.
Which is mad, but anyway.
You're so funny.
Like, you can't control him. It's impossible to control him. His
form is like 1-1 FFF now. It's mad, like
you're stuck between a rock and a hard place now with this chap. You can't run him a grade 1 against the likes of Shakan now and all that over Christmas.
Jingle makes me laugh as well. If there was a 1 mile fence race, he'd win it every time. He's just goes so fast from the start.
I'm just check. Shakan's gone into 11-4 favourite now.
Makes sense of what's going on with Altior. So.
And Altior's had to shorten from 8s into 6s. Hasn't done it. But anyway, he's like, there's always going to be questions about Shakan. Will he get there? How will he act around Cheltenham? So I'd say wait until the day, because you might get. What's it with you?
It's a bit warm now, isn't it?
Turn down.
Yeah, turn down a little bit.
It's great. Oh, I turned off. Wrong way. Hold up now, lads. There we go. I'd say he's a horse you can wait until the day to back.
Mm-hmm.
Right, moving on. The John Durkan, the fun in the fog.
Didn't see it.
Won by me.
I don't think anybody did, Tom.
He was absolutely electric down the back straight. Did you see it? No one fucking did.
The funniest thing was your man commentating.
He just went, right, what do I say here?
He obviously could see it, but the camera was behind. And he was shouting that Min had won it, and all they were showing.
Here's Mellon.
All they were showing was Mellon. Oh, it was chaotic now.
Like, no one knows what happened. Like, there was a lot of below par runs. Chris Dream ran shy.
Allaho ran shy. Overdine was good the last day, but he ran shy again.
Look, there's a lot you can, like, a lot of them with the first round of the season. Some of them don't go on heavy ground.
It's a strange race.
I'm surprised Chris Dream ran so bad.
Well, the ground should have suited him.
The ground, the softer the better for him.
Maybe he didn't like not being able to see stuff.
Who knows how much they could have seen, because they called it off straight away after.
If that wasn't a grade 1, that meeting would not have been on.
No,
it wouldn't have been. They would have cancelled it. It was mad.
Like, there's Min back to the top of the Ryanair betting now. I think he's favourite now.
That fog,
at least.
That fog is down here now. You can't see.
I can't see a thing. I drove over from my house.
Andrew.
Yes, Thomas.
One of your favourite horses beaten 33 1/4 lengths on his reappearance. Still going to win the Ryanair?
Yeah. This horse has won once in his reappearance in his life. About four starts. He's been beaten all the time, bar once. Never ran on heavy ground before. I'd forgive him. No hassle whatsoever.
Very good. I like it. Yeah.
I looked into it and I was like you can't say he jumped back because we don't know what happened. He was there going out into the fog and he wasn't coming back in. But look, God only knows what happened.
We forgive them all their first run anyway. So
yeah. Can we just touch on Skylace, who won the Lister race?
€600.
What an absolute boy!
Tom, if you were any good, you would have found our.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, how many horses come out of Willie Mullins and can even run in a straight line? Never mind go and win graded races. Like, it's insane, really.
She was 28 to 1 as well.
She won the grade 3 at Down Ride, beating Queensbrook, and she goes off and wins this at 28 to 1. Like, how did she go off for 28 to 1? She was given everything weight as well.
I think there's
actually whooped them.
Bit of a bubble burst on Finest Evermore as well, because there was lots of word for her for the mayor's holiday.
Yeah, she was the one.
You can't be running like that, I don't think.
fair play. There's a few lads who own her, and I saw a video of them celebrating after she won. Could have been her first race that she won, or her second race, and it was a video of them celebrating. And I'd say they can't believe their luck. And all word is that they're going to Cheltenham. So,
I'm rightly so.
Why not?
oh, best of luck. Live the dream, lads, and enjoy it. You know.
We see you over there.
Yep.
All right, Tom.
Can we talk about what I did on Saturday, lads?
Go on, Tom.
I was like a kid in the candy shop. This place is unbelievable. So I went into Henry's on Saturday morning.
Yeah, you didn't avoid it.
Yeah. Let's get to that first.
COVID, lads. I had to go on my own and check it out first because of COVID, right? As soon as the COVID restrictions are lifted, I was talking to them. All the owners, we're all going in there. We're gonna have an owners morning in there. So,
so the thing to take out of us is welcome aboard the Bob train.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But this place is insane, right? So you're walking along and it's like, oh, there's Honeysuckle's box. Oh, like it's literally like star, a Plutard, everyone, right? I found myself at one stage stood at the wash bay, looking at Notebook and Manila Indo, stood the only two horses there getting washed. I was like, this is just insane. And it was a funny moment because we were looking at Notebook and we were saying how, like, you know, how he's put together and stuff. And we were saying, yeah, he's not very well put together, is he? And then Philly walked up next to the two of them. And they dwarfed her. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that one's mine.
So,
but no, she looks. The mare looks fantastic. Anyway, she looks really good. They're doing a great job with her. So yeah, cannot wait to see her run. She's touch wood, going to run on the 14th of December. But Henry's Yard, lads, is just. It's just different gravy. It's absolutely unbelievable. It's just so well run. Everyone knows what they're doing. Everyone has a job to do, and they're just going about it really well. It's a really well-oiled machine, and really happy to have a horse there, and can't wait to have more. But yes, Andrew, we'll get to the one point. I found myself stood at Bob Ollinger's box as he was being tacked up. He's an absolute beast of a horse.
He's massive.
Yeah. He's a beautiful, beautiful looking horse. So yeah, I'm well on that trade now. I think he looked unbelievable. So yeah, best of luck to him. But no, it's fantastic. And then someone just said the mare's name is Shona Owsit. So Pimlico Racing, if you want to look it up, is the syndicate, and we'll see how good she is, hopefully, in a few days' time.
We call her Shauna because
Shauna. It's easier.
Yeah, we just call her Shauna. Yeah. And I think some of the lads call her Shauna as well. So, but no, very, very, very good Saturday morning.
I was thinking, why didn't I do this last week? Just get the comments on my phone. And
that's good now. It's using our common sense.
I have to. Oh, it's behind on this. Right, while I go through this, performances of the week, the usual.
Sauce Gold.
Who?
The horse today, Mick Winters' horse.
Oh, talking about performance, did you see Gary Moore's horse that beat Nicky Henderson's Altior on Gold Mogul? He beat that fella.
Yep.
Did you see the turn of foot out of him?
Yep.
He's a big boy.
Two nice winners.
Tom, your performance of the week.
I've of course I've got two of them. I can never just pick one. The first one is a horse that Evan Williams is that won on Friday at Sandown. He caught my eye when he won on his first start for Evan at Chepstow. He absolutely bolted up, and he absolutely bolted up again. He just put the race to bed in about 3 or 4 strides. The second is rated 130. The third is rated 137. He's only a 4-year-old who was running off level weights with them. He didn't get any allowances. This could really be a Ballymore horse, I think. He's owned by the Rookers. won his point-to-point well for Colombo. I say only, but only cost 140 grand. He hasn't got much of a pedigree. I'd say that's probably why he's by Imperial Monarch. But by God, does he look a good racehorse, and he is very exciting. So I'm really looking forward to him. And the other one, Dave, someone put it in the comments here about the winner, Flooring Porter, who turned a a grade B handicap into an absolute procession. 20 runner race, and he won by 12. He absolutely bolted up. But my eye was not drawn to him at all. I put this horse up after Cheltenham on our eye catchers from Cheltenham video. It's the Boss's Oscar. He is an absolute steering job for the Martin Pipe. If they go to the Martin Pipe, or if they maybe try and get him qualified with the Temps, I'm not sure. Whatever he goes to at Cheltenham, I will most likely be backing him. He ran in the Martin Pipe of 138. He's 137 in Ireland now. They'll probably give him a £3 or £4. Hopefully, he'd be about 140. But Jack just cajoled him once his chance was gone to finish second, and he's looking like he's going to be one of my Cheltenham bankers already. I think for one of the handicaps.
Banker.
At the minute, look, obviously we've got to see what happens. But if that horse continues as he does, and he only has a rating a couple of pounds higher, he's probably my bet of the meeting at the minute.
Do you put him away now to Cheltenham, or would you just...
Nah, you need to give him another run. It's too far from now to Cheltenham. I have no idea where he runs him. And like, a few of the lads are just saying there in the comments, the Potemps, and the Potemps probably is the race for him. He would have to get qualified for that. So I'm sure we'll see him finish 5th in a handicap somewhere. Warwick. I think I'm just going to check that wasn't a Potemps qualifier, I don't think.
Was the one he won a Potemps qualifier? No, there wasn't enough horse in that.
No, he won a conditions race at Fairless. I'm not 100% sure on the Potemps qualifiers. That was a 3-mile handicap hurdle, so I presume he's got to run in a Potemps qualifier now, but as in that wasn't one of them. They don't just allow horses from that race, but I'm sure if that's the race they're going for, they'll run him in that. And off a mark of 137 or 140, he's a good thing.
My performance of the week was Lydia Hislop's interview with Nicky Henderson.
Nice. I like that now.
That was brilliant. A horse-wise, it has to be Politilog. I enjoyed it. I hadn't got a penny on it in any of the minutes, but I enjoyed that. Right, Colin, stab it. Go for it.
Tom, this is for you. And it's about the Boss's Oscar. And it's simply from Robbie saying, was he trying, Tom?
I think he was trying, yeah. And I think he was trying until they turned into the straight, and suddenly
there we go. Until they turned into the straight.
Well, Gavin's horse.
Exactly.
You can see
Gavin's horse.
Oh no, don't go. Oh,
it's the same kind of argument as is an Aidan O'Brien 2-year-old trying on its first start.
Yeah.
Yes, they're trying. If they can win, they're trying. If they can't win, then they're just going to look after them. So yeah.
This is your job. I put my phone down.
I'm not even.
Come on. Give the airwaves.
Robbie wants to know your thoughts on me tipping Make Good last week in the anti-post video.
Yeah, Tom.
Shocked, disgusted, hurt, disappointed. How many words do you want me to say, Dave? Like, that horse was the worst horse in training a couple of months ago, and now he's going to win a Cheltenham handicap.
Yep.
Madness. Dave, the one below Robbie's "was he trying" comment is quite good.
You read it out.
Okay, it's from.
Do you back your anti-post horses to win or each way? And when normally betting, what is your general price to back each way, or do you only back to win?
Go on, Tom.
Now, this comes, I don't know, lads take the piss at me, they do it all the time, but I like backing in those bad each way races, those maidens that have got a really short price favourite, and are then 3 or 4 to 1 the rest of the field. Happy to back each way at 3 to 1 in those kind of races. All my anti-post bets are win. Just don't see any value because you're taking into account, is the horse going to get there? So all of my anti-post bets are to win. Yeah.
All mine are win this year, bar Ngolo, who I got at 52 to 1. Some mad enhanced price. That's the only each way bet I have. The rest of them are all win.
I think I'm the same. They're all win bar Ngolo. I have that each way because it's 50 to 1. It's very big. A few people are asking, and I think there was a comment before we even started about Embittered's run. Will he be a handicap horse in Cheltenham? And I obviously put him up in one of the videos as well as a anti-post pick.
I do think he's a handicap horse for Cheltenham, 100%.
Tom?
What was that? Sorry, I was reading the comments as well.
Embittered, a handicap shot for Cheltenham.
Yeah, I imagine so.
The horse race ratings want to know, are there Pimlico shares available, Tom?
Always.
I saw that. We don't. We've 2 horses in Ireland at the minute. All the shares are sold out. We are actively looking to buy another horse. If you want to get in touch with me, Andrew will put my email in the comment in the section of this. But it's Tom. It's pimlicoracing.co.uk is the website. And my email is tom@pimlicoracing.co.uk. So, yeah, we've got a waiting list for the next one, which is filling up fast. And yeah, really, really looking forward to the mare running. Lamloom is back cantering as well. He's going to up his work now soon. Yeah, look, I'm still very much looking forward to getting him on the track. The vibes were good about him before he knocked himself. So
there's a fair few comments slating this, which happens every week. Wow. But there's actually a nice comment from Stephen Macambora. You guys are top class. I love you, lads. Tom is calculated and great. Yeah, it's debatable. Andrew is challenging. Is fun and challenging. I've made a few quid off him. Dave owes me a good tip. I'd say he'll be waiting. And thanks for the positivity during COVID.
Oh, awesome.
So that was a nice comment.
What's the bad ones?
Dave, question for you. Why do you look like a nonce? I'm bald. There's nothing I can do about it.
Oh, that's true.
I just seen a few things pop up there on about the syndicate. I won't go through all of them, but find me on Twitter or give me an email and I answer all your questions. So, affiliate.
Monday.
Native River in lineup will help Santini. Lack of pace won't be an issue this time. So he obviously he wins this year. I think Native River will go to the National.
He won't go Gold Cup this year.
There's a good few there's a good few comments about Pimlico share. So like Tom said there.
Anything about Pimlico, I will put Tom's email address in the description. So I should make a little banner thing for coming across.
Give me a shout, or Twitter as well. Find me on Twitter and
every time we put it up, myself and Dave get a cup price every month.
Dave, Fernie Hollow rumours.
Oh, I had it wrote down and all. Fernie Hollow injury.
Yeah, I'd say
apparently Fernie Hollow was after having a stress fracture on his pelvis, if I'm not mistaken.
I'd say it could be true.
There's a lot of people saying it, a lot of sources saying it hasn't been confirmed, so it's all rumors. There's not really happening in betting either.
It doesn't seem to happen in the betting, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's true. The last comment.
The rumors are strong. I've heard it off loads of people.
Yeah.
I hasten to add, I haven't heard it off anyone out of Willie's.
Been a lot of rumors.
It's everybody but people and Willie's, which kind of makes you question it. and he's still strong enough in the betting. So,
and Willie's the kind of fella that would come out and say, "Oh yeah, he's had to have a problem."
No. Willie's the kind of fella who'll give a winning race interview and just drop it in and be like, "Oh, I wonder, would he go here? Would he go here? Oh, we've got this horse for this. Oh, we had Fernie Hollow for this, but yeah, he's injured. He's out for the season. Yeah. Would we go for this?" That's how Willie drops it out to the press. It's brilliant.
He just walks away and then only clicks when he's gone. Just like that.
The last comment, I give a shout out to Aaron Casey. He put up a good tip in the group yesterday, and it's Arthur Moriard is in flying form. Crossed my mind, bolted up in the handicap chase yesterday, which he did, and Aaron tipped it. To be fair, I think the plate or the ultimate is made for or in mind for him come Cheltenham.
Yeah.
Arthur Moore is in flying form.
I backed him when he won his chase debut. He's a decent horse. He's not hard.
So good job, Aaron. That's a good shout.
Anything else before the finish? I take that as a no.
No more comments. There's mostly a bit of abuse, a bit of niceties, a lot about make good and Pimlico.
I want to know more abuse. What's the abuse?
There are just not nice comments. There's no reason to even be going into them.
Is it your man?
Yeah, Wayne.
No,
and it's silliness, like. Can't we all just get along and all that kind of crap?
No.
Have a proper race and debate. That's what we do. It's good crack, light-hearted. Most of the time, we disagree. It's good fun.
I mean, like, if you can't get a girlfriend or a boyfriend, light a candle, drink a pint of Guinness, just relax. It's going to be all right.
Light a candle.
Yeah, just relax or something. I don't know. Bit of lavender.
Lavender. There you go. Epsom salt and lavender back.
Stop betting. You're a fool.
Who's that now?
Yeah.
Right, so we'll finish up now. But we are back as usual on Wednesday, where we will have Emma Kennedy on to go through the Cheltenham meeting this weekend. And as always, we'll have another Cheltenham Festival anti-post video up, episode 6, I want to say.
And I'm shouting on Waterford next week, so I might not be here.
Oh, yeah. Depending on how the match goes in the All-Ireland final.
We'll do it. We'll do it anyway. We'll be hammered.
Blue and white everywhere. I'll be out in the missus.
How many years is it, lads? Is it 61 years since they won an All-Ireland?
Oh, I think it's longer than that.
1959, Tom, so do your maths there.
Yeah, 60. So Waterford haven't won an All-Ireland, which is like winning the Premier League for hurling, basically. They haven't won it in 61 years. It's the year to be a Liverpool fan from Waterford. So you just know it's going to happen. So.
As well, are they?
No, they're not favourites. Who cares? We're going to win.
Anyway. Oh, no, they're not favourites. They're only like 3 or 4 points down. So that's not too bad.
Right, so next Sunday for our live review show will be very entertaining, to say the least. Like, if they win now, it could be absolutely bedlam, and we won't talk anything about it.
I'm drinking pints of Guinness.
I think I'll be on the wine out in the missus' house.
Tom is definitely on cans of Guinness.
Mm. Yeah. I'm going away next weekend, lads. Actually,
so there might be anything whatsoever.
There might be anything going on.
We'll have it. If it's just myself, I'll come on for a few minutes.
I know we'll do it. It might be very long, but we'll do it.
Right, on that note, we are back as usual. I said it already, but we're back on Wednesday for the preview of the weekend's race, which is 3 days at Cheltenham. Or 2 days? 3?
2.
And we are back for our Cheltenham Festival anti-post video again. So again, lads, thanks for watching. Give us a subscribe if you haven't already. Comment below who was your best performance or what you took out of the weekend's racing. And we will see you again on Wednesday.